Okay, welcome to Team Call. It is June 25th, 2019. We're almost halfway through the year. And I can't believe June is almost over. So currently, I still think it's important to remember that $20 off all challenge packs. So I am talking to as many people as I can, and reminding them especially when money is a hesitation for them, that like this is the time to get you know, as best a deal as it's really ever going to be. Twice a year, they'll probably drop the All Access Challenge back down to 140, but that's pretty much it. And really, when you start talking about what is in a challenge pack, what is in, you get a year of your gym, you get a month of Shakeology. They're like, oh my gosh, for 140. So, sometimes people still are like, well, I still don't have it, and that's okay. You just have to offer them. That's all we can do is offer them and remind them and let them know, like, I'm still here, I'm still rocking my own journey, and if you can come with me if you want. Okay, besides that, obviously the huge thing that's coming is Morning Meltdown 100. So excitingly, next Tuesday, we have our team call is partnered with other teams, and we're going to be with Jericho. So whoop whoop, next Tuesday night, we have a live call with Jericho where she'll go over everything. But essentially, Morning Meltdown 100 is a metabolism boosting 100 workout program that you really can do in any of your time. That's one thing that I've heard her talking about recently is that you can do 100 workouts in 100 days. You can do it in 80 days. You can do it in 200 days. It's just supposed to be a program that helps people start the day right. And it is meant to be in the morning because research has shown that when we do, like, you master your morning, like, people are more productive and they're more happy and all of the things. So that's kind of the intention of this program. And so the workouts are anywhere from 18 to 32 minutes. So we're going back to like T20 time frames, and I loved T20 because it was 20 minutes in and out. So a couple things to keep in mind is that our goal as a team is Team Bold Fitness, and then also Brenna's, and Wes Team Thick and Thin, is that we're each trying to get a group of 100 people. So that's including coaches, and that's so doable if really everybody brings one person with them. We can have a group, 100 workouts, 100 people. It's just kind of an exciting thing. So, and then Rachel had the most amazing idea. She is with her mom, I think, or dad, no, her mom, in I forget where they are, but they are traveling. And she was like, well, I want to do 100 days of gratitude with it. And so I was like, hey, can we steal that? And can we all do that together? So our mission with this 100 Morning Meltdown is to do 100 days of workouts and kind of complete that challenge. And then also do 100 days of gratitude. And then tying that in as a coach of that's something you can share. 100 aspects of gratitude. That's something that is huge for people. So imagine you bring somebody into the group. Not only are they going to change their life, like with their physical aspects, but when someone focuses on gratitude, it is incredible what their mind can do. What they start seeing the positive, and they start seeing all the fruits in their life and how grateful they are, and then they're easily able to see the more bright side. So that's one thing. But for coaches, we can start purchasing VIP access July 1st. And then we have a 2-week window, and then our customers have a 2-week window. So let's say you have somebody who's not a coach yet. Start talking to them now about getting them signed up, because we are going to want to nail in our 100 people with this program as early as possible. So if someone is going to do 100 workouts and wants to go all in on this program, it's really easy to say, hey, you can jump in with us at the regular price, or if you want, because you're going to want at least a second bag of Shakeology, probably 2 or 3 extra bags. You're probably going to want Energize, because in the morning, maybe they don't do morning workouts. Let's get you hooked up with a 25% discount. Literally, there is no negative side to the discount if they're going to be using the products. They are saving money. And then that way, if they sign up as a coach and they purchase the 100 Morning Meltdown, maybe a challenge pack, maybe a completion pack, whatever, they can buy that at the same time from July, whatever it is. It's the 2 weeks, like the 1st through the 14th, and then the 15th through the 28th. well, I mean, and beyond, you know, the 15th on, but it will launch July 29th. So we'll start a group the 29th on day one, just like we did Transform 20. And the most amazing thing is that when we all come together and do a group, I mean, we have so many coaches from that group who their lives were so changed. And Shanti just did it for so many of us. So anyways, get excited for Hyundai Morning Meltdown. If you're confused on what it is, if you're confused if you'll like it, it's hard to go all in on a program that you don't know anyone who's done it yet. It's really hard, but you have to, just like Shanti said, all of Transform 20, you just have to trust and believe. Like, Beachbody has not really let you down before. It's not going to let you down now. Even if you don't necessarily love the trainer or love everything about it, honestly, I love Autumn's workouts. I have to keep her on mute. She's not really my favorite speaker, but I do love the results I get from Autumn. So, you just have to trust and believe, and no, not everyone is for everyone, but the workouts will kick your butt no matter what. So anyways, it's going to be really fun. Don't forget about it. Don't think you're behind if you haven't started talking about it, because we're starting our challenge group on July 1st. So I did my last call for prep week, right? You know, what did I do it today? And so I'm now going to start talking about 100 Morning Meltdown. I'm going to start talking about it all the time. I'm going to be talking about it, sending that sample workout to people, sending it, let them know, here, try the workout, get their email address. Even if you're like, I don't know what to do with their email address, just make a Google Doc and just put their email address in it. And you can directly send them, or you can email it to them, but start collecting email addresses and just trust me on that. I don't know exactly what, because I'm new to this email game, but as a coach, you need to remember that if Instagram or Facebook went down, we still need to be able to contact people, right? We need to be able to grow our businesses. So I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not sure how to train on emails, but what I'll tell you is just collect them for now. Just collect them for now and make a home for them, and then we'll get to that when we get to that. I've started some things, but I want to do them for a couple months before I tell you how to do it. Anyways, so how do we get the link for the workout? So it is, honestly, search Google. That's what I do for the Transform 20 workout. Let's see, 100 Morning Meltdown. It's like on 100 Morning Meltdown sample workout. Yeah, right there. So if you just Google it, it'll come up. It's on the app. Well, it's on YouTube now, but there's also this app that they usually use, like a third-party app that holds them. Anyway, so, and then I just sent it, but I make sure that you're following up with them. Did you like it? Let them know what's going on. Let them know your mission of like, hey, this is what we're going for. We want to fill the group with 100 people, 100 workouts, 100. And I'm going to make a Google Doc. And it's just like when you purchase your own access to it, or you have somebody sign up for the access to it, you're going to be able to go in, write your name, write their name, and so all together we'll be filling that 100 spots. So it's not me doing it, it's not you doing it, it's us together, because as a team we do big things. That was a lot of talking, and I forget what I was saying right after that. 100, the list, the gratitude, I think that's it. I'll probably remember something at the end, because I always do. So okay, but tonight we're talking about Instagram stories. So Instagram stories and social media, a lot of this you're going to be able to like pull out nuggets for like what you can post, because it's essentially the same thing, you guys. Social media can help your business so much, because what happens is, as you are in network marketing, okay, you have a network marketing business, you have to talk to people, you have to invite them and say, hey, do you want to do this, can I help you with anything, do you want to do this? People will not come knocking on your inbox. Please remember that. I wish that we were in a world where everyone just asked for what they needed, but that's not how it works. People are nervous. They don't know what to say. They don't know if you've been doing this long enough. They don't know if they can trust you. So social media can help people get to know you faster. So you can be quiet on social media and then mass message 1 million people and be building relationships behind the scenes. And that takes a lot of work to talk to people about like your kids and all the stuff. Or you can do it one time and talk about your life on your Instagram stories, how it is. Don't need to be perfect. You know that I don't project that life. You don't need to have things all together. So your Instagram stories are a way to warm up your cold market. So if your Instagram stories, even if you have 50 people watching your Instagram stories, that's 50 people who are getting to know you, and you only had to record one video as opposed to sending 50 messages. So it's an easy way to talk to a lot of people, get them to know you, and warm up that cold market. If you're not sure what a cold market is, people in sales or whatever talk about a warm market and a cold market. A warm market are people who already know you, like you, and trust you. And then a cold market are people who don't really know you. It's that, rando person you added on Instagram. So like I talk about every single time we talk about social media, you're telling the same story over and over. You're telling your story. And I think that I think I'm super interesting. At the same time, I think I'm super boring because I don't really have, my story doesn't change, but you are adding new followers. People are looking at your stuff at different times. So you ultimately have to tell the same story over and over and over. So on your Instagram stories, talk to people like they know you, and talk to people like they're new at the same time. So have that warm, welcoming, like, hey, we've been best friends forever. But at the same time, explain who you are. So if I have a bunch of new followers, they don't know that I was a special ed teacher. So I say on my Instagram stories, I am a special ed teacher. I say in my posts, I have 3 kids, because if someone just starts following me and I didn't put Carter and Cami on my Instagram stories, they don't know I have Carter and Cami. They just think I have Cannon. So you have to explain who you are and what you're about frequently. And I'll share my screen for my Erica, don't throw things in your house. Sorry, it was pulled up and then I minimized the screen, and so now it's okay, present. Here we go. I need that a button to have that on cue until one day when I take that thing off my goal board that has a nice big Mac computer, we will all be sitting in this stupid computer. And my dad is watching my kids downstairs. Oh my God, did I never hit record? I know I said it 3 times. All right, I hope I did, because if not, hold on. No. Oh, stop video. Did I? No. Pause share. Oh, I did. I hit record. Okay. I totally did. Sorry, Rachel. Thank you. You're just the backbone to my life. Okay, present again. Here we go. Let me just let that load. Gosh. Oh, you can see, so I can start talking. Okay, so what was I saying really fast? Oh, that my dad is watching the kids downstairs, and I can hear him please just eat your dinner. Okay, Instagram stories. So making your business easier. So again, it's just kind of how we know what is going on in each other's lives, even though we're not necessarily watching each other's stories all the time, every single day, all day, that, I can go to your stories and know what's going on in your life quicker than me sending you a message, waiting for you to answer me. I can kind of see what's going on. And then I can ask specific questions. So oh, here we go. So tonight we're going to go over the Success Club tracker about the Instagram stories. Going to talk about keeping it well-rounded, adding texture and more visually appealing stuff, and then apps that can help you, and what is your message. Just so you have an outline, because, #teacher life. So right here on your Instagram, On your Success Club tracker, you know that I think that this is life. If you do not have this and you think, oh, I don't need it, or I don't know what you're thinking, but this is it. This is life. If you're like, what do I put on my Instagram stories? What do I talk about? This is it. Daily life, workout clips, product use with no brand name showing, healthy meal or healthy prep, invitation, like a whole call to action. So, and I'll talk about each one. And then recognition or a shout out. So that's 6 things on your daily to do. I personally don't think that you have to have every single thing every single day. But at the end of your week, you should look at these 6 things and know that you have hit hit them all multiple times. So I think it would be really hard to do a call to action poll every single day and recognition shout out. I think you could do it for sure 4 times a week. And have an invitation be one day just saying like, hey, if you wanted more information, don't forget to DM me. The next time it could be a little image of your group, and then the next one could be a call to action of a poll or whatever. So just making sure that it's well-rounded, but you need to do all of the things. So daily life is huge. That should be the easiest one that you're doing all the time. And that's a lot of what we're going to talk about tonight, is you guys getting comfortable with your daily life and sharing all about that. So daily life is what you do for a job. Do your followers know? When was the last time you said it, that what you do? Whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a social worker, a teacher, an event planner, do they know what you do? And don't assume. I don't know what that phrase is because I always say it wrong, but it's like, like if you assume you're an ass or whatever, which is like kind of harsh, but I don't mean that in a mean way to anyone, but like you can't assume anybody knows anything about you, because if you said it, even if you said it an hour before, that doesn't mean that people are stalking you so closely that they have like a spreadsheet writing down your life. So you have to remind them of who you are and what you do. So say I'm on my way to work, or I'm show your feet, and we'll talk about adding texture and like different ways to show things so that it's visually appealing and people want to watch. But people need to know who you are on all levels. So it's the you show. It's your own reality IG story. That doesn't mean you need to, do it a million times a day, update an Instagram story, but people need to see you. Okay, workout clips. We're going to talk about certain apps and stuff like that, but essentially record yourself doing a workout clip, either during the workout or after. Write down your 3 favorite moves and then just redo them for 15 seconds. They don't have to be fancy. I think it's best to do a workout clip and write something on there, because a lot of times people are clicking through fast, because I personally don't think people are watching every single move. I think what's happening is that when you post a workout clip and they're watching your stories day in and day out, it's making an imprint on their brain that like, oh, this girl is still showing up. This girl is still showing up. This girl is still showing up. And if you write something, they can sometimes slow down and read what you write. And it's, again, just that imprint on your brain. It's just that evidence. It's that social proof that like, hey, I'm still here. I'm still doing this. You're still watching me, and you're still lovingly sitting on the couch wishing that you had time to do this or go to the gym. And it's not in a like, look at me kind of a way. It's a, let's do this together. I can help you. There is a solution outside of the gym, and we have it. Product use with no brand name shown. And this is awesome that they wrote no brand name shown, because what we used to do as a coach, because I've been a coach since 2015, what we used to do is take a picture with our Shakeology cup right next to our face every single day, and we would post 3 to 5 times on Facebook, and it would be like me with my Shakeology, like me, whatever. I think this is genius that we're helping people, because helping coaches know not to do this, because you want them to ask. Because it's funny, I say this with a but. A lot of people know what Shakeology is, but they don't really know what Shakeology is. They know that it is a shake that someone on social media sells. They don't know anything about it. They haven't looked it up. They don't know. There's a very small percentage of people who have done a lot of research. But they just need, what's going to happen is that people are going to get to know you And if you jump on, okay, thanks. If people are going to get to know you and see that whatever your story is with Shakeology, whatever that is, if that's you need to work on your energy, if that's like me, what having crazy digestive issues or being super busy with 3 kids and sometimes like forgetting to eat all day and having this convenience factor. I saw a post that Keisha did, or not a post, when we did that Shakeology call with Keisha's team, and it was so good. She's like, her tribe is corporate hustlers. They will spend a little bit more if it makes their lives easier. So she always talks about the convenience factor, about that it takes 17 seconds or whatever. She literally timed it for her to make her Shakeology, and that was her post, because it's the convenience factor. People are connecting with you in the shake not because of whatever, but it's okay to spotlight an ingredient or spotlight a benefit of Shakeology, but you don't have to say Shakeology does this. You just say, I'm drinking this and it's giving me fill in the blank. I can't tell your story for you, but fill in the blank. Also, Energize is a super one. See, I was thinking about Energize versus Shakeology, and why it's so much easier for people to get Energize is because Energize is instant gratification, right? You take it and you feel the tingles and you want to work out and you're super, excited and motivated. You're cleaning your house and you're talking on the phone. It's kind of, in a great way, like mom crack. But Shakeology is the thing that long term, if I had to pick one, I would pick Shakeology for sure, because that's the thing that gives you long-term energy and gives you the long-term health effects. But it takes time. So anyways, you can show both of those things as much as you drink them. If you miss a day of one or the other, I think it's fine. Again, people are not out with a little check sheet that says like, oh, she missed her Shakeology today. It's just that general social proof of like, oh, there it is again. Oh, there it is again. Oh, there it is again. Now, this helps because when later you're in your DMs and someone is asking you about a group and someone is asking you about challenge packs, and you say, well, have you heard of Shakeology? 9 out of 10 times people will say, well, I saw that you drink it or you drink a shake, but I just don't know what it is. So people already know. I've already handled on my Instagram stories all the time objections of, well, it costs too much, or, well, I'm not a shake person, or insert whatever objection comes up. I'm already handling those on my Instagram. So people are more open to the conversation. That doesn't mean that they're like, yes, here, take my money. No, you're still going to have a conversation with them. But the more times that you handle the objections and the concerns beforehand makes the conversations a lot easier and smoother. Now, healthy meal and healthy prep. Whatever this looks like to you, you need to share that. I don't think you have to be perfect in your nutrition, and I don't think you should have to act like you're perfect in your nutrition. We're all on our own journey, and I love that Danielle today said that in our Together We Are Better group to someone. She commented, I think, and she just was like, take it where you're at. You have to like work on where you're at. And so if you were someone who came into a group and used to eat all the fast food and all the processed food, you having one healthy meal a day is a win. And so share that. Share the win of the chicken Caesar salad wrap that you made, or the chicken pasta that you made. That was the big thing I used to make when I first started. I would cut up real tomatoes and saute them in a pan, and it made like this really thin tomato sauce, and I would do pasta and chicken, and that was like my meal that I always did because I wanted pasta, because I used to always buy those frozen bag pastas. I forget what they're called, but you like cut them and you just put them in the saute pan. That was what I ate. So me making my own version of that was a big deal. I am no kitchen guru. We all know this, but sharing what's working for you helps relate to other people, and it keeps you accountable to eating good food. If you know, like, oh crap, I have to do this. So a couple ways to make this faster. If you meal prep, take pictures of everything you meal prep on Sunday or Monday or whatever day you do it, and then share them throughout the week if you are eating it. If you're busy, like Joni will take pictures of her food during the day, but she doesn't share them till night. That's totally fine. And you could, do that. You could just take a library of your pictures, anything to save time and to set yourself up for success for the whole week, for food-wise and post-wise. See, boom. Now, I just talked about this a little bit. So an invitation group promote group, poll, or call to action of some kind. You know, any of this is just you talking, typing, making a poll, showing a picture, any of it that says, hey, I run a challenge group, or hey, I'm doing a coach sneak peek, or hey, I have a sample workout. Would you like it? Would you like to do it? Would you like information? Would you like any of the things? Please DM me. These are the least commented polls that I have. It just is what it is. It puts a lot of pressure. I mean, if I say like, what did I say the other day? Like, do you use the sponge for the bottles or like regular food? And like so many people chose. I do like, hey, want to join my challenge group, and it's like everybody on the team, which is totally fine. It's okay, because it's normal, you guys. People don't want to push that button and make that pressure, but we have to let them know that, hey, they could hit that button if they needed to or wanted to. Okay, and then recognition and shout out. So recognizing people in your group, recognizing yourself, recognizing people on the team, recognizing a friend. That is your checklist. Okay, that was a lot of talking. I'm gonna take a big drink. And just a side comment, if you didn't watch the last 2 national wake up calls were really good, and they gave really tangible tips on your Instagram stories. Like they took pictures of like their Instagram stories and shared them. They were really, really good. So if you haven't watched those national wake up calls, make sure you do. You can do them in Beachbody 411, or you can catch the replay. There's like in the back office, you can do it, all that stuff. So on your Instagram stories, so making it the whole rounded picture of you. So who are you? What are you working on? And what are you rocking? Now, it's so easy to be like, well, I'm just a mom, and I'm just trying to get meal planning down, but I rock at bedtime. Like, it's really easy to think that what you're doing is really small, that it's not a big deal. But it is a big deal, because 99.9% of the world are living the same life as we are. We're navigating through parenthood. We're navigating through our jobs. We're navigating through life kind of on this beautifully, normal, not Instagram glam, not like I'm going to the beach every day. I'm not going to the movie premieres. Like, Rachel Hollis talks about it all the time. She's like, most of the time my life is like super, it's not like I'm not all done up. So share all the things, because that helps relate to people. So who are you? Think about all the layers. Are you, I put mom, but you don't have to be a mom to like be a coach. I put social worker and teacher. That's Brenna and I. Are you involved in your church? I thought of Elise. Do you live near family? Do you live away from family? Military life. I thought of Wes and Jordan on the team. I love Marvel movies. I was like, I never share that we literally probably watch a Marvel movie almost every single day. And I'm obsessed. I will be Captain Marvel for Halloween. If anybody was wondering, don't worry, don't copy me. I'm just kidding. You can copy me. If you hate the color green, it doesn't matter. But if you have something that's so you, share about it. Share about all the big things, little things. Do you love chocolate? Do you love peanut butter? What is it? And then people on your Instagram stories should know what your goals are for your business, but also for your life. So again, people love to see like before and after if you organize the medicine cabinet, because that inspires people that like, oh crap, my medicine cabinet is crappy. We talked about this a few months ago on a call about how coaching can allow you to improve your entire life. And I know that this sounds so silly, but if you're more happy and productive and motivated, like your house is cleaner and your environment is more controlled. And and if you don't know me, please go on my Instagram stories and know that my house is a mess all the time. But there's a difference between messy and dirty. If you have kids, your house is always going to be messy. But if I am feeling good about myself and I have a podcast on and I did a workout and I'm energized and I have enough hydration in my body, I'm drinking enough water, I'm feeling good, I'm more likely to do the things that I don't necessarily love to do, like clean my house, so that I feel, my house is clean and I feel good. So share those little things. I just kind of went off on a tangent on that. But like I put working on a garage project. It's so silly and little, but people are motivated by people who are motivated and inspired to, create changes. Are you working on a lesson plan? I used to do that. I would share like me cutting my visuals, because I taught special ed, and so I, my pecs and all my things, and I would share that, and that would make a connection with someone who was probably watching Instagram stories while they did the exact same thing, or they were watching Instagram stories when they should have been prepping their lessons, right? You guys, this team is so fire about working on the water intake. Like, you tag each other and you motivate each other. You always tag me, and I always am like, oh, I got to get my water in. And do it back, and then I forget to do it because I'm awful at water. So don't stop tagging me. Don't stop tagging me, because every single time you do it, I'm like, crap, where's my water? Because I'm the worst. The worst. Okay, and then what are you rocking? It's so easy to think like, well, how can I add value? What do I even do well? And it's really easy to think these really big, massive things and think, well, I haven't achieved them yet. But what about the small things that you do so well? So you get home from work and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have anything for dinner. What is the dinner that you whip up? Is it an awesome go-to quick meal? People need to know what that is, because there are so many people who need a quick meal. I thought about the times that I have moved, and I share like every time I unboxed a box, or I like, not every box, but you know what I mean? Like, I made a pile of unboxed boxes, and people would come and be like, I've been in my house for 3 years and I haven't even done that. So it motivates people to do the things that they maybe should do or want to do or whatever. Are you loving a podcast? Are you rocking bedtime routine? Are you rocking wake up routine? Are you, whatever it is? Do you have a favorite teacher website? Do you have a favorite kids activity? Any of the things that you're good at, share that, because there is someone out there who doesn't know that answer and who needs help. Hey, shut the door. Kimmy, go downstairs if you wake up Cameron. So this was just a list. Now, obviously, everyone is going to have their whole thing that's totally different, but think about yourself on a multi-level thing. Don't minimize your life to like, oh, I'm just blank. I'm just this. Because there is someone exactly like you living in another state or down the road who wants to work on themselves or work on their routine or work on whatever, and you're already doing it. So you have to share these things, and they seem like the small things, but the small things are what is going to essentially sell challenge packs, because that's the thing that made the connection. Downstairs. Oh, okay. So I kind of gave all the examples, but the different layers is showing your life, adding value, and getting to know people. So some of the things you're going to share in your Instagram stories are not on your checklist. Okay, this checklist is essential for you to grow a business, but you getting to know people might not always fit onto the thing. So getting to know other people on your Instagram stories, because they're getting to know you constantly, right? But getting to know them, you can do polls like, have you read this book? I did that poll, like Girl Stop Apologizing, and I got to know who is another Rachel Hollis fan. Adding, doing a poll, or doing the questions of like, hey, do you have a toddler idea? Or I did today, like boosting your milk supply. Whatever it is going on in your life that seems kind of small. Now, don't ask like a really deep question like, should I go back to school, or should I break up with my boyfriend, or like something really dramatic, but do things that are light and that are important. But what we do on our social media, hold on, I gotta stop. Stop. Either come in or get out. I was just talking to a girl who wants to become a coach, but she's nervous because she feels like her story isn't interesting, and two, she feels like she doesn't want to share. She feels embarrassed by some parts of her story. And I said, well, we don't have to share all the little tiny details of what's going on. Last year, when I found out I was pregnant with Cannon, I get really bad antepartum depression when I get pregnant. And we also had some family stuff that I've still never shared on social media going on at the same time. And all I said was that I'm struggling. I was like, I'm really struggling with anxiety and stress right now. But I didn't go into specifically what was going on. And oh, someone just mentioned me in their Facebook. Oh. So anyway, sorry. You don't have to go into all the details with still connecting with people pain to pain. Pain point to pain point of like, I'm just struggling right now. I'm struggling with anxiety. I'm struggling with depression. I'm struggling with feeling I'm enough. I'm struggling with feeling overwhelmed by all the things on my to-do list. I'm not sharing my to-do list. I'm not sharing like maybe what's on there that's causing stress, but someone can relate who's watching their Instagram stories and is also avoiding their to-do list. Does that make sense? I hope to someone. So it's about, and a couple of people just jumped on. So showing your life all around, your workouts, your family, what you do for a job, what you do for a hobby, all of it. And then adding value. So don't overcomplicate this. Share a recipe. What is something you got off Amazon that you love? And I was thinking like, oh, I'm so lame. I don't even buy clothes on Amazon. And then I was like, well, maybe I can share, I buy my cat food, because maybe someone doesn't know that you can get super discounted stuff off Amazon, like cat food. I don't know. So it's just sharing things. A lot of times it's toddler ideas or lesson plans. That was for me. A huge thing was lesson plans. And getting to know people. So asking them questions so you can engage back. Now if you catch it within, I can't see. If you catch the poll within the 24 hours and someone answers, so a lot of times, I don't know if I'm like, hey, do you use this sponge or not use the sponge, whatever poll I just did recently. When someone didn't comment in regards to send me a direct message, but they chose on the poll, left or right, whatever it was, you can message them directly from the poll and say like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad it's me too. And that's a way to potentially start up a conversation. So if you're like, hey, I'm going on date night, should I wear the red dress or the black dress? People who comment, you can be like, thanks for commenting. I totally liked the red dress better too. And then if they start up a conversation with you, then you can start up, that's just a way to build a relationship. And people who like you, trust you, they have to like you to trust you, and they have to trust you to buy from you. So you have to build that connection as soon as possible. I hit next. It's just taking a second. Okay, so for those of us who are new on Instagram completely, so I literally took a screenshot of the Instagram shots because I can talk about content, and I mentioned it in the beginning, or maybe I skipped that slide. I think I did. But what you are sharing is very important. This extra stuff that we're going to talk about right now is extra. So first, worry about that you're sharing about your life, that you're sending a positive message or whatever it is. Later, this is the extra fun stuff that is important, but don't let not knowing stop you. You have to just stop and play with the buttons and play with all the things to get good at it. I started Instagram stories and I seriously had to text Brenna and be like, wait, how do I find my DMs? I was so against using Instagram. I was so against it. I had built the beginning of my business on Facebook and I was like, I'm not going to Instagram. And then we went to Summit in 2017 and they were like, get on it. And so I was like, crap, I need to. So right here, you can do an Instagram story with type. You can do it with music. And now if you were to go into the music button, there are so many fun ways to do music. People connect with music in such a way, right? Like when I was pregnant, and I think it was just, oh my God, Brenna, are you still at work? Oh, you're home. Oh, okay. I thought for a second that back was your office window. I was like, girl. Okay. So people connect with music. And when I was pregnant, I don't know why when I was pregnant, I was all about the 90s dance mix, which I still am always about the 90s dance mix, but I was really feeling it. And I really felt like, because I would do this bump shake every day. I don't know if you followed me back then or if you did or you didn't, but I did this bump shake. So every day I would have my shake and I would basically like shake my belly, and it was totally obnoxious if you're not pregnant, but totally cute if you are pregnant. So like now, and people would always comment and be like, girl, I forgot about that song. I love that song. And all I had was a Pandora station that would rotate. But People loved the 90s dance mix. And now with music, you can like post the lyrics up, and it just makes people stop for a second to say like, oh, what song is that, or whatever, because a lot of times people listen to watch their stories on mute. But if they start seeing the lyrics of a song they really like, or a song that they're not sure what it is, they'll turn it up. It's just anything to get people to stay on your stories and connect with you in a different way. You can go live. I'm really crappy at this. I used to go live on Facebook like 4 to 5 times a week, and I don't know why change is hard, and I don't on Instagram, but it is what it is. So boomerangs are tricky. We do this every week on Team Call, right? It takes practice. You can't move even though you're trying, like, the boomerang will happen. You don't have to repeat any motion, but we feel like we have to like do the boomerang motion. Okay, funny story really fast. One time I was at a wedding and had a little bit too much wine, and we had boomerang just happened. This was like a totally new thing on Instagram, and we had taken a bunch of boomerangs, and then I was by myself at the bar doing this like boomerang motion. And my friend was like, "Are you boomeranging?" And I was like, "Yes." And she's like, "No one is taking a picture of you." And I was like, "Oh." So anyways, but you don't have to repeat any motion. You can literally, it will do it for you. So it takes practice. And please know you are going to suck. Okay? I love you so much. You're going to suck. I suck when I start something new. I suck when I start taking boomerangs and I don't know what I'm doing. Super zooms are fun. It's just a different way to play with it and to take different angles. You want people to stop, because most people are watching their Instagram stories like this. Click, 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 click. We are so instant gratification. Even 15 seconds is too long. So if you are doing something visually kind of fun, like that zoom in really like the drama one, people are like, oh, what are they talking about? So then there's the really nice focus one. So I honestly take a focus picture sometimes and save it, and then that becomes my like Instagram feed post. Brenna's been doing that like with a coffee mug and like just kind of things that are like whatever you like. She likes coffee mugs because she probably gets them at Target and TJ Maxx. And who doesn't love to go to Target and TJ Maxx with a cute quote or a candle or whatever, and you have that and you love it? Like, do what you love and just make it cute. Then there's rewind. So this is kind of like a cool thing, like a boomerang, where you can just do a different, it's just a visually stimulating video in a different way. So rewind, you can do it walking. I do it recently, like I'm on a big Shakeology kick. I like do it rewind, so it shows it rewind. Or I saw this on someone else's story. Please note, I never come up with anything very original. The bump shake was original. That's my one. But everything else was, I have seen it on someone else's story and I've tweaked it and made it my own. So I did this one post recently where I did it backwards, where it looked like I magically made the Energize come to my hand, but it was just a rewind shot, and I just pushed it with my fingers, but it looked like it came to my hand, and I got so many messages. Anyways, just have fun with it. It's not even a big deal. And then hands free. So this is how I do my videos. So when I take my workout clips, probably 4 out of 6 days a week, I'm like, oh, that was a hard move, or I liked that move, or whatever. And I walk over with my weights in my hand and I hold hands free, and it gives you 3 seconds to get back. And then it will take a 1-minute clip. So then I'll then take usually the one, not the first one, because I'm usually walking back to my spot, or I'm like just not in a good groove with my weights yet. And I'll save it. And then after my workout, sometimes even after my shower, sometimes after like hours have gone by, I go back and I upload it and I think about what I want to say. Or if I have a busy day, I literally just throw it up there. Because it's social proof. It's showing people, oh my gosh, she's still doing her workouts. It's like they're clicking through it, but they're clicking through it wishing that they had some kind of fitness routine. They're clicking through it wishing that they could be motivated. And then eventually they're going to be like, okay, homegirl, you've been doing your workouts for 6 months and I've been watching you on Instagram. What are you doing? So that is the point. So all of these things are good, great, and grand, but just know that you have to just do it to figure it out. Okay, some apps if you want to get fun. Okay, so please know that the requirement is that you do it. The extra is you can make it fun. If this is something that is fun for you, play with it. If it is not fun for you, don't stress out about it. Don't stress out. Because if you're someone who's like, I would never take a workout video of myself dancing, then please do not take a workout video of yourself dancing because Danica does. Because if it's not you, it's going to be awkward to your viewers. But if it's you, play with it and have fun. So Canva or Unfold are how right now I'm using Instagram stories 2 to 3 times a week to tell some kind of story and have a call to action at the end. So today I did a story of my personal health and how I ate fast food all the time. That was my before, is that I ate fast food all the time. Sometimes I'll do it like my transformation since Canon, or the transformation of people on the team, or what a I don't know, a challenge group, fit camp, whatever that is, whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's whatever. If you want to tell like a story that's multiple slides, Canva and Unfold have free, and there's another one I think too. There's lots of them. Literally Google Instagram stories, fun apps. This is what comes up. Lightroom is what I use for my preset. So a preset is, so if you were to open up a photo editing app and you can like scroll all the things, right? So you can like move the brightness and all the fancy words for the picture. What a preset does is it like locks all the scales, the sliding things to a certain place so that all of your pictures have the same look to them. I got mine on Etsy for like $4. There's expensive ones. There's better quality ones. Again, you guys, you're not going to know if you like it until you just try it. So try a $3 one. Play with it. Just maybe use it on your Instagram stories before you use it on your posts. It really doesn't matter. If you look back till not long ago, you guys, I just started using a preset. So I don't know, Christmas time, I was playing with the settings of the photos myself, making things brighter and darker and all the stuff. And some of them look so weird. And this was just recently. This was just recently. And I looked back today because I was looking for a certain picture and I was like, oh, Sam, I looked orange, like straight orange. But whatever, it doesn't matter because I got better. I got better over time. Viva Video is what I use to, if I do like if I'm feeling real energized up and I'm doing a dancing more video, I will take a longer video, and then on Viva Video you can like cut it and clip it and fast forward it so it's like kind of faster, and then I add all of my music right on Instagram. There's different ways to do it. I know Instagram is like blocking some people, and it's kind of, so you're again gonna have to play with it to see what works for your phone and everything. I've also started using TikTok. So TikTok is like this app that young kids use that I was like, I'm never using that because my sister who's 14 uses that, and she's like really serious about it, right? Like it's really serious, and she's used it for a really long time. Well, then I started seeing people do it and it looked really cool. So I've been playing with it. I don't know, I'm not marrying the app. I don't know if I'll use it forever. I don't really know if I like it. But the other day I literally did every single feature, I clicked them all because I was just curious and I just wanted to see. So again, you're just gonna have to play with it to get your own personal style and figure it out. But if you're taking a workout clip every day, if you're doing a call to action roughly every day, if you're sharing your life every single day, you're gonna figure out what you like and don't like pretty quick. The problem is that if you're inconsistent, if you're showing up here, if you're showing up there, you never know if you really like it or if that's your style, or oh crap, I forgot to do this, because you're not being consistent. So you just have to show up and stumble through it. Hype type is like when you move, like there's like words come up on the screen and go away. I don't see people using that one as much, but it does get used, and there's a bunch. I literally Googled apps for Instagram stories, and there were a few others that I've never heard of that I'm going to start playing with, because social media is always changing, and so you have to just keep learning always. Okay, so again, we talked about some of the fun stuff in the apps and who you are, but at the end of the day, like, what is your message? So don't just throw up content to throw up content. And it's kind of like I need to talk with my hands, so I need to stop sharing. Oh, someone said they love that, Sam. I must have been funny at one point. So if, okay, so it's kind of like double edged, right? Because I'm like, don't throw up anything, but you have to fail through it. So it's kind of tricky. But truly, what is your message? Don't just throw up a picture of like a tree outside, like just to throw up a tree outside. But are you saying that like you love fall or whatever it is, or you're having like some kind of moment with the tree? I don't know. What is your message? What is your point? And every single week on your Success Club tracker, you should be writing your why. And your why is going to change every single week. Is your why this week for yourself? Is it for your team? Is it who is your target market? Your target market, my target market is overwhelmed moms who want to do all the things and struggle, and also, you know, teachers who are crushed by the career, honestly, in a loving way for the teachers out there. But you know, you love the, what is it? You love the kids, hate the job. That's like pretty much every teacher. But it's so what is your message? So if you're like, hey, my message is I am what we talked about in the beginning, like, what are you rocking at right now? You know what? I am rocking lesson planning. So I'm going to share that to inspire somebody to take control of the struggle of lesson planning. Or I, you know, for a while struggled with bedtime routine. I'm rocking bedtime routine right now. So share what you're doing for bedtime routine. Add value in lots of different ways, because your message is not like, hey, you can get fit from home workout programs. Hey, you can get fit from home workout programs. Hey, you can get fit from home workout programs. It's, hey, you can be a mom who feels good about themselves and feels in control of all the things that make motherhood hard. Kids make motherhood hard, okay? They are the problem. Life is hard. Teaching is hard. Full-time jobs and marriages, these things are hard. So what you're doing is adding value and sharing a message of like, hey, I'm over here fighting the fight too. I'm struggling, I'm winning, because no one is winning every single day or losing every single day. There are moments, but our mindset lets us identify one more than the other usually, right? If you're in a really great mood, you're not going to care that you just spilt your coffee on you. But if like it was the 15th thing that happened and you're feeling really crappy and you know rent is due tomorrow and you're stressed and you spill coffee on yourself, you're like, the world is over. The whole thing is against me. It's like such a thing. But so you just sharing the regular everyday life of whatever your life is. And remember, this is one part of the business. This is one part of the Success Club tracker. Right here, you're adding new followers every single day. So those people need to know the story that you told last week, because it seems repetitive, but that's what life is, repetitive. Everyone's waking up, their alarms are going off, and they're doing the things, and they're going to work. What you're doing is maybe you're doing a bump shake. Every time you do, you know, you have your Shakeology, you're making fun in everyday life. So whatever is you, be you. Oh, I think I skipped. It was because I was clicking and some things were happening. One thing I said and I didn't show is that the well-roundedness, I feel, and this is just me, so take the things that you know, that speak to you and don't speak to you, like let them just flow off. It's okay. But I think it should be a well-roundedness of sometimes you're talking to your Instagram stories and sometimes you're not. But I do believe you need to have both. People need to hear your voice. People need to see your face. Don't hide behind images of other things, because it doesn't make a connection from person to person. Yeah. But that was my dad getting Canon. Way to go, Canon. I'm the worst at the thing. Oh, that's old. So, but at the same time, and could just be my tribe, but I'm sure it's a lot of times people watch Instagram stories like in bed or like in the bathroom at work when they're like supposed to be doing something else, and they might not keep the volume up. So if all you're doing is talking on your Instagram stories, they might feel not connected to you because they just don't know what you're saying. It's not your fault. It's not their fault. It just is what it is. And then at the same time, if you're only showing pictures of things you're doing, they might not feel connected to you because they don't remember what you look like, or they don't know what's going on. So I try at least once a day to take a couple slides of myself talking. Sometimes I talk way too much, or I just have a lot to say, and other days it's just one or two times. You're never going to be perfect on your Instagram stories, and that's the beautiful thing, because nobody wants perfect, or they would just search some kind of fitness something or mom like goal or whatever. People are watching you because they connect to your story and your realness. And if you don't really like your Instagram story, guess what? It'll be gone in 24 hours. So don't stress about it. But put something up there, connect, and know that the little impressions that you make on people are what ultimately is going to be the thing that makes them reach out to you. It's not going to, it maybe the nail that, what, the final nail in the coffin, which sounds like so morbid. Can we like the final nail in their, like, in their desk is maybe your transformation picture, that they're like, okay, this girl is just killing it, I need to know. But the things that are going to draw them to you are going to be the fact that, for me, I get a lot of messages about Cami sassiness, my mom's addiction, and like random things, like not necessarily my fitness routine. So it will be the things that you share that makes the connection, and then maybe it will be the transformation that, like, you know, the final nail in the desk, the coffin. That sounds awful, but that's what it is. So 7 o'clock. I really didn't mean to do a whole hour, but apparently I did. So does anyone have any questions, concerns? Brenna, I kind of went over Morning Meltdown 100, but I just, again, and I don't think I said this, but I should say this. What did I say? Why am I like forgetting everything in my life right now? But I told them to be sending people that sample workout and collecting email addresses. I told them we don't know what we're doing with these email addresses yet, but to just make a Word doc and just put them in there, because later it'll be easy when we figure out how even we're gonna do it to like send an email that's like, hey, reminder, we're starting this in 2 weeks or whatever. But that you are looking to, your team is building 100 people. You're doing 100 people for this group, and Team Bold Fitness is doing 100 people for this group. You guys, our downline for all of us is over 100 people. Over 100 people. So if everybody just got one person, we would get there. So don't think of this as like, oh my gosh, I need to change 1 million lives. Start with changing one life, and then the second life, and the third life. And then all together, imagine the impact we can be and make with 100 Morning Meltdown when we all come together, and how many lives we can change. So it's going to be so great. I'm so excited. I think Megan has a question. I saw a finger. No, just kidding. No finger. And I think that's it. And then I'm probably going to start doing a live workout. Brenna is great at this. I hate live workouts. Not that I hate live workouts, it's that my life is so crazy and a child is never like where they're supposed to be at the right time. But for the 100 Morning Meltdown, I'll probably every Saturday be like, hey, do you want to jump in? 100 Morning Meltdown. I mean, every Saturday besides Summit, plan on it. If you'd like to join or invite to that, you're welcome with me. And I know Brenna does stuff like that too. So, anything else? Any questions? Concerns? For the good of the order? Is that what people say? I'm so, like, I should be a dad. John is like the epic dad joke, and I feel like I'm just coming right in with second place with that. Just so bad mom jokes. Okay, I love you guys. Oh, we have to do a picture. And I'll do the boomerang because I just like made it seem easier than it is. Okay, first picture. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, wait. Tiffany, you were talking to a child. So try again. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And then, oh, I'm not an answer. Boomerang. So do a movement. You don't need to do multiple movements or up down of the movement. Just do one movement and see what happens. Okay. I'm going to just lift my arm up. I'm not going to put the arm back down because the boomerang is going to do it. I'm going to test my own theory. We were talking about this, right? Okay. 1, 2, 3. No, guys, nobody did it. All right. Try again. 1, 2, 3. It's something. We'll work with it. Okay, I love you guys. We will talk soon. Have a killer week. Oh, and next week, mark your calendars. Jericho, Tuesday, 6 o'clock, same time, not a new time. Call with Jericho. Call with Jericho. Megan, don't be sad. You will watch the recording and act like it's live.